It's time for a little Funky Friday. From their funky hidden headquarters, your hosts, Keith and Gary. Not Jerry.
I love that fucking song, dude. I really do. And it was so cool that I found a really good cover of the song so we wouldn't get called on for using it. Because when I tried to use the original song, they kept claiming. And I'm like, God damn it, I want to. I found one. What you do to test it is you do the exact length of the song into a video clip and you upload it to YouTube and see what happens. You can put it, to where it's invisible to people or private. It doesn't matter. It goes through the same process. And when it did not get claimed, that's how that ended up on that video. I've been waiting for a long time to get a good copy of that song from somebody. But John, welcome to the panel. I'm hoping others will show up. And Martin, thank you for being here, buddy. You are my right side of my brain. I appreciate it. And the third host of this show is sitting next to me right here, even though you can't see him. It is Fat Steven Seagal, AK. What's your name today? What is your name? Drop the comment. Drop the comment so everybody can see his name. There we go. Just a Fat Gamer. I'm glad you're here, buddy. It's always good to see you and hear your voice. Well, hear your voice. Your disembodied voice.
You're not getting me on camera, Gary.
I want to so badly. That's why I got naked for you that one time.
I'm not getting on camera, Gary. I'm sorry.
TMI.
Hey, it's not too much information unless I say it is. Because I'm the one giving it. Das Wolfen. You were the first in the chat, and you're also on the show. So
that's because he's lonely.
Of course, the amazing and always beautiful Anima Confusa is here. Love of my life.
Oh, God.
Hello again. Das Wolfen again talking. I don't know why. You're on the show. Penny
the show hadn't started
here.
yet.
Dork Knight's mom. Let's see who else is here. The Bat Channel. What up to you, man? Let's see. Bill Barkley. How are you doing, lad? Good. Anyway. Well, hey, one of the first monkeys is here. War Monkey. The best monkey to have in a battle. Or in a fist fight. Let's see. That's it right now. We got 5 people. Things are fucked up over at YouTube today. I do believe I have a full copy of the earlier show, so I should be able to download it. But I really ought to probably free up some room while we're doing this. So I'm actually going to go into the back end of into the back door of StreamYard and go into the past videos and then scroll down to make sure we have live House of Dragons. There we go. I'll delete that one. There we go. Delete. Nope, that was deleted. So we still have enough. We still have enough space, so I'm not going to worry about it. So we're doing good. So I don't know what's up with YouTube today. We were like sailing this morning, man. We had like 20 between 22 and 26 viewers watching, our regular viewers.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. What?
Whatever they did, they have killed channel traffic across the board to other channels too. They have killed it. Let's just say from normal steady, let's say 50 an hour, depending on the size of your channel, is down to 2. They have killed it. Whatever they did for maintenance, they messed up. They messed up big, and I'll stand by that one.
Let's see. I'm going to go into news right now and see.
They didn't give any updates, I don't think.
Nope, no updates.
They just said we fixed it to me, and I was like, that doesn't help the fact that it's killed everything else. But they fixed it.
Kingsport Cal, I have nothing better to do. I have no life. And thanks for reminding me of that, Kingsport Cal, that I have no life, that I had to tell you why I do this show, even when I have no audience. I don't care. I have nothing better to do. Seriously. I'm lonely.
We know.
Anyway, I hope everybody's having a good Friday.
You remind me of Saad right now. I have no people.
Where's everybody? Anyway.
Well, at least him and Rings of Power have something in common. They have no people watching.
No watching. Yeah, there you go.
There you
I
go.
feel connected now.
I watched it.
Just missing
I
$1
watched
billion.
it this morning.
Fat,
Why?
you know how to cheer me up in a way that just nobody else can do.
That's okay. I don't really exist, so
That's
it's just a figment of your imagination.
More adventures of Elf Karen.
Wajid
We have a
is
super
here
sticker.
and jumps into the show, immediately throwing us 99-cent super sticker that for some reason StreamYard won't let me fucking see.
It's a smiley.
Oh, it's a smiley face. Thank you, Wajid. Thank you. I'm going to share a video that happened last night. I was doing Chris Knight's show. He does that contest show. It's like Wheel of Fortune, but it's somewhere between Wheel of Fortune and Whose Line Is It Anyway? And I got to say, I invited her to the stream today. I don't know if she'll show up, but I invited Prime. She's fucking hilarious, man. She's a comic book writer, comic book creator, been at it for a decade. She and I were just fucking killing the show last night because that was just such a really bad show. But I love Chris, and I'm always going to go because, I support my friends. He's from just up north of us here in Kansas City. And she and I were just sort of making fun of everybody watching the show, Anima was there. She watched it. And the funny part was everything that Prime said in the show was basically in addendum to what I said, because I would always get like just before her and I would say something and then she would just add or agree with what I was saying. And she won the game and I was third. The person who got second place shouldn't have had any points at all because they weren't playing the game correctly. And it was funny. Nice guy though. I mean, he's a nice guy, but oh my God. He's like a nightmare to have on your show. You go, hey, tell us about your career. Well, there's I like to read. And
What? I wasn't on the show.
I was my favorite characters was Daenerys on the show, and her character, if you read from the book, is goes through this and then this character. And that's what he's doing. And I'm just sitting there going, you're not answering the actual question. Is you're supposed to say what was the best, worst, and most amusing or best entertaining moments of Game of Thrones and or House of the Dragon. And he was just reading a synopsis. And I'm like, you could tell he was reading. And I'm like, what the fuck is going? And then they said, do you agree or disagree with what he said? He didn't say anything. To agree with. He just told us who the characters were and who they were in the story and who they were to each other. And I didn't know how to react to it. And then she grabbed what I said and said it even better. She was fucking funny. I invited her today, but she's not here. Hey, Keith.
Sounds like he was nervous.
No, that dude is like dry, like really, really fucking dry. And it took me a while to I couldn't warm up to it. I was just so uncomfortable with that because I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? But before I did the show, Tom sent me an invite and I thought it was to a meeting. I thought he wanted to talk to me. I ended up in the middle of a live stream and here's what happened.
Look who's here.
Oh my God.
Gary
I'm
with a
only
J.
here for a minute because I got to go
Who
do
the
a
fuck let
another
him in?
show.
I
Oh,
don't
shut
know.
up, Six. You're so mean to me.
He had a key to the back door, evidently.
Yeah, it's back door. So what's going on?
I'm surprised
Not
you have
much.
time to join us for a live stream because you have 47 live streams on your channel all week long.
Zing.
What?
He's live streaming right now.
I mean,
Yeah,
actually,
he's on here.
I have supposed to
7
be joining
shows a
someone
week,
else,
and
and I
that
saw
is it.
yours, and I'm like, is this a meeting? And it's like, oh no, it's
No,
live.
I just gave it to you earlier because I wasn't sure.
You
who
know
was
what?
showing
You
up.
notice that he didn't say he had to go till he saw that I was here. Now all of a sudden he doesn't have time to be here. He's like Clobby.
Wait a minute,
Yeah,
what
I
I
know.
do?
No, I'm sorry. I'm not Clobby. I mean, he's like Culture Casino.
Wow, man, I got.
I love it when Culture. This is the first time ever he's let me know he wasn't showing up, and I'm like, bitch, you never show up. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, Gary, long time no see, buddy.
Hey, how you doing, buddy? Good to
All right,
see
man.
you guys, including you, Six, Meanie.
Gary, I love you.
I love you too, hon. I love all you guys. Shit, you guys are great. But I got to split. I'm on a Star Wars Rumble show.
No worries.
By a friend of mine in Kansas City. But I saw this and I had to find out what was going on. So it's good to see you guys.
We were just talking shit about you.
Hey, I don't mind. As long as you're
I know, as long as you're talking about you. I know.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. I'll see you later.
Bye, Gary.
Bye.
Take care, Gary. Do we have a few more here? 6 that I missed?
So there it is. It was funny. I really thought it was a private meeting. I had no idea I was like entering into a live stream. And if you can't see on my face, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I couldn't understand 47 shows. I'm so literal that I was confused by what he said. Like 47 I do 7 Oh, I get it. You're shitting on me. Okay. It took me a moment to realize he was shitting on me. Because he didn't want me to do the morning shows. And I understand why he didn't, but the fact is I needed to get over my nervousness of doing a show by myself. And it really helped to where now I've invited all you guys onto the show. I don't mind doing it with you guys. I like doing it with you guys. I'm telling you, I like doing it.
We're not giving you that segue. Keep moving.
Says the imaginary fat guy.
Says the wish he was an imaginary fat guy.
I do wish. No. So, Washid, thank you again for that super sticker. I appreciate it, man. We're going to be getting into some stuff here. I got to tell you, before we start talking about it, Yellow Flash is talking about it today, the exact same subject. And I think that our stance is going to be pretty much what he's going to say here. So it's an 8-minute video he just put up, and I thought we could watch it all together and enjoy what I don't know if any of you guys watch Yellow Flash. I watch him religiously. Do you watch him, Keith?
Not as much as I should.
I think everybody should be watching him. And this is his video. John's playing it for us. Thank you, John. And go ahead and hit it, buddy. Okay, how come we're not getting audio now? We had audio previously. What the fuck?
Oh, I'm showing everything's working.
Yeah, and
start it over again. It is not getting any audio, dude.
Oh, hang on. I know why.
Share audio.
No, I shared the audio.
There we go.
I accidentally muted YouTube.
She-Hulk is not the success that Marvel thought it was going to be. All of these Disney Plus Marvel shows, in my opinion, have been pretty bad. And when you put out nothing but bad product, people start to walk away. Now, I did a video on this, and I'm bringing this back up for a reason, and that's because we now have more information on Fantastic Four. And they've hired comedy writers to make the script. When you put out bad product after bad product, it eventually will start to set in. And they have put out nothing but bad Disney Plus shows. And the last one, Miss Marvel, fell off of the ratings charts really fast. And there was a lot of excuses for that show's bad ratings. It was running against Obi-Wan, which makes no sense because they are on-demand shows. They don't run in time slots. So that's a stupid defense. And then, oh, well, she's a nobody character. No one really knows who Miss Marvel is. That's why a lot of people didn't tune in, which is BS because you can't tell me a lot of people know who Moon Knight is. Moon Knight's not a huge character either. He's been nowhere near as pushed as Miss Marvel has over the past couple of years, too, by the way. Miss Marvel headlined the big Avengers game that came out like 2 years ago. And don't forget, Marvel pushes her comic books. Even if they fail, they just relaunch it. I think people know more about Miss Marvel than they do Moon Knight. And that's not a disrespect to Moon Knight or anything. I'm just saying, like, he's not the most well-known character. But Miss Marvel failed. Now, She-Hulk who is a very well-known character. A lot of people know who She-Hulk is. She's not some D-ranked character. Her ratings are falling off a cliff. Fails to break into Nielsen's top 10, which is pretty pathetic. Pretty pathetic, in my opinion. So this show is disaster. And it makes sense. The show is not being very well received. From what I've seen, it's a pretty terrible show. This just speaks to the quality of Marvel. CGI is bad. The writing is bad. It has twerking in it, for God's sake. Now, we know who's writing the Fantastic Four, which is a big property, by the way. Marvel's first family. And this is what they're doing. They're hiring unknown comedy writers. First off, what is with...
Okay, so before we get into this part of it, let's address what he was talking about. In all sincerity, my problem with... We're getting some audio. Is that yours? I hear a fan or something. I'm going to start. It's John. It's John.
I don't know where it's coming from.
Your computer.
It might be the fan in your computer. Yeah, Mike can pick him up if you don't put on a filter. So I will unmute you here, mute yourself and then unmute yourself if you got something to say. Okay, so basically, and I saw what you guys said, Bill. Look, man, you got to fucking understand. Brie Larson shit on fans. She attacked fans. That's the problem we have with her. If you can't understand that, I don't know what to tell you, dude. She attacked fans. Legitimate fans, paying fans, people that pay money. Give us your money, but shut the fuck up is Brie Larson and Disney's fucking general attitude, and Marvel too, to be honest. And that was also the attitude of Ann Sarnoff, Toby Emmerich, and fucking Walter Hamada. Shut the fuck up, just give us your money. And I'm sorry, fans don't do that. If they have a problem with something, they're going to say something. And the last thing you need to be doing is attacking them publicly. You may not like or agree with what they say. You just take what they say, nod, and fucking move on. But no, they want to get out there and fucking lash out, call people that criticize anything trolls. You're a troll if you criticize anything.
That's not
and that's
totally
Brie Larson too. Brie Larson does that too. What's not totally true?
That's not totally true, Gary. They also call you a transphobe.
Okay, there you go. Okay,
they call you transphobe, racist, xenophobe, alienphobe.
I saw the joke coming.
What?
So,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree. They do that. They call us a lot of things. I got called in private a misogynist and a transphobic person, and I'm like, you clearly don't fucking know me. And also, the word phobic has an actual definition, and it doesn't fit your description. So I don't agree with your assessment because you're using words wrong. But anyway, we have a problem with some of these people, and Yellow Flash is one of those guys that gets up there and just fucking rails it. He's got a huge following. You know, shit, we have nothing. I mean, Midnight's Edge is less than what Yellow Flash gets. Okay? And that's why Yellow Flash will show up over on their show every once in a while. But Yellow Flash is just basically saying, we've got all these anti-fan people working in these things, and they're being open about it. And so therefore they get hate. What do you expect? You know, and if you can't understand it, buddy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. But she is absolutely that way. She-Hulk is fucked up. I don't care what Mikey Sutton says. He's enjoying it. He says, reminds me of the comic. I said, what fucking comic did you read? I mean, she was sexy in the comics and funny. That was really what she wasn't meta, but she was sexy and funny. And but she didn't fucking turn to her cousin and start female splaining how, you know, his suffering of watching people die that he loved, you know, that her suffering because she got catcalled all her life was worse than losing people you love being murdered or dying through personal sacrifice. I thought that was just the most nonsensical fucking table thing ever to happen in anything. I mean, just sitting there, just blowing him apart. He's just sitting there nodding, like, "Yeah, I totally agree with you." Yeah, you know, I just fucking hated that shit. And then turn right around and twerk. It's like twinking. I like twinking better than twerking. Anyway, so she twerks, and it's like, well, look, are you a fucking angry feminist, or aren't you? Decide what you are and be that. And that's my problem with the show, is it's inconsistent with its writing. It's not funny. I don't find anything on it funny. I've sat through it. Oh, it's not meant for you. Fuck you. It's meant for us. All of us. Not just for a select group that like that kind of stupid fucking humor. So anyway, Keith's falling asleep and I woke him up when I yelled. I'm putting him to sleep. But anyway, Keith, your thoughts on what Yellow is saying?
You know what? I think it's pretty much par for the course at this point. There's a reason why. At this point, Marvel is becoming more of a focus for Disney, because what's going on with Lucasfilm, I really do believe that they're going to allow Lucasfilm to fall on its face. Pixar, you can't really help them too much. Marvel is going to get tweaked here and there, but I don't know if there's really that much you can do at this point.
Wait, Keith. Did you mean tweaked or twerked at this point?
You know, the thing about a lot of the television shows, really about all of it, there seems to be no real plan moving forward as far as developing not only the best versions for a lot of the individual stories, both in terms of the Disney Plus shows and the films, but there seems to be no thought as to how everything fits together. And one of the things that we've been talking about is,
which is why we see those delays with DC, because they're trying to make it all fit together.
Yeah, but I mean, you've had developments in some of these films that you haven't even heard about with D23. I mean, aside from the few references that you had in Doctor Strange, no real things about what's actually going on in the world that they're living in. Okay, I mean, Wanda pretty much held an entire town hostage, painfully. Okay,
against their will. Yeah.
But then on top of that, what you have is you have a gigantic being that has basically been frozen in the middle of the Indian Ocean coming out of the earth, and nobody's talked about it. I'm not trying to be the bad guy here. I'm just saying these are the stories you're telling.
You're the villain of Pop Culture Minefield. Everybody knows it.
Okay, and you're not really living up to what you've set up in the past, which is creating an entire reality. You're breaking your own reality half the time. You know, there's some sort of a godlike being now that's hanging over the earth, judging everyone, and still you've said nothing. When the only thing that truly works is your Spider-Man film, and all your other films are just sort of there. You know, the only film put out in Phase 4 from anyone definitely related to Phase 1 that was successful doesn't even make $1 billion. And that's Thor: Love and Thunder. You've got a problem. And now, you know, I mean, how are the Disney Plus? I mean, how's the television stuff supposed to work? If your films are not consistent and you have no real story that connects as a through line with even some of your characters. Hawkeye was a joke. It's great. And look, I love the character of Kate Bishop. And I thought that as far as hiring a lot of the actors and actresses for Hawkeye was great. But they dropped the ball when it came to the most important person, which should have been Clint Barton. You were at the end of the contract for the actor playing this character, and you couldn't do anything with him. So you just sort of let him hang. You made him a guest star in his own show. And you did the same thing with Black Widow.
Yeah, you and I talked about this so much before, because it's very annoying that they do this shit. It's piss poor management. It really is piss poor planning. The 3 Ps. But let's go ahead and head back to it, John. Unless somebody else has something else they want to add to
this Hollywood trend of just giving nobodies huge properties. Why are unknowns writing Fantastic Four? First off, why wouldn't you get seasoned writers to come in here, like people that have written you good stuff? Like, what are the people who wrote Winter Soldier doing? What? I forget who wrote that movie, but what are they doing? Why aren't they writing everything? You know, they get Dana Schwartz. Remember her to write episodes of She-Hulk? She's in the writer's room. Now they have comedy writers writing Fantastic Four, which makes no sense to me. Everyone knows that Fantastic Four is a comedy, I guess. It's just more of this doubling down on stupid Marvel humor, which I've personally had enough of. Why can't anything be serious in the Marvel universe? Why does everything have to be a joke? Well, they're making Fantastic Four a joke. This movie's going to be awful. I have no faith in it. I was really
well, we know what they're doing. Keith and I know what they're doing. They worked on The Gray Man, both of them. And I think they are a regular writing team because their next film is The Electric State. And they're working on together. That's what they're doing. They're not. They haven't been involved with since Endgame.
What I was going to say with that statement was they're a joke. The message is right there in front of your face. Disney, Marvel, Disney, Star Wars are calling you, the fans, the fandom, a joke. They think you're a joke. They think what you care about is a joke, and they treat it like such. It's plain and simple. That's why they throw the activism in it. And that's why they're able to play all these cards of phobic and isms when you start criticizing with fair judgment. They think all of us, all of you, me, are a joke. And that's why this content is failing.
They just want our money.
They're calling us names. Yes.
Well, like I said at the beginning, shut up and take our money and give us your money. That's what they want. And so I think we've watched enough of this. I think we've got the basic gist of this, so we can get into our own opinions on this because Keith has put some thought into this. So let's go with this, Keith. Like, what are you thinking about these writers?
Again, there has to be a reason why they have been working for so long. Now, according to Deadline, these guys have been working pretty much since the very beginning on Fantastic Four, and they're working closely with Kevin Feige. In fact, they were working with Kevin Feige far longer than the director that they hired just now. So Jeff Kaplan has been the one that's been revealed to be the director for Fantastic Four. This particular duo not only will write the movie, it looks like they are being tapped to write Fantastic Four 2 and 3. So they're betting that this is going to be a success right out of the gate. And they're going to go ahead and use these guys. Now, again, these guys could actually be talented, okay? But I haven't found anything that I can identify. Nobody's been able to dig anything up on these guys as far as anything of any real substance they've done up to this point. So you've got basically two people who are ghosts who Disney are just pulling right out of their backside and putting them front and center to do this. Now, I get it. Okay. If you are someone that's younger than 30, you have no earthly idea who the Fantastic Four are, besides whatever movies that Fox happens to have invested in over the last few years. But you don't really read the books, and it's not like Marvel's really been that consistent with many of the comics they put out. But Fantastic Four was the beginning of Stan Lee's version of Marvel. They were the first ones up. To me, it is a nice mixture of Jack Kirby's art and ideas along with Stan Lee's writing. And I just can't believe it's that difficult. But then again, as Gary has been saying, you're dealing with people that don't care. And I think a lot of these people are starting to show themselves to be people that didn't really,
Well, let's stop and take a look at their fucking career. Let's go take a look. Share screen. I'm sorry, it's going to get an echoey in here for a second for video image. Boom.
And I meant to
And
say
there it
Matt
is.
Stickman
Let's go.
was the director.
This is Jeff Kaplan. He's got The Last Great Romantics as a writer. Wow. In 2014, Bert and Arnie's Guide to Friendship, Atom TV, and Love and Adventure in New York short film. That's all he's got. Let's look at Ian Springer. He probably has a lot more. Come on, he's got no. They work together is all we've got. That's it. Those three things. The Last of the Great Romantics in 14, Bert and Arnie's Guide to Friendship in 13, and Atom TV in 2008. There's nothing else. It's like, I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. I really don't. This makes no fucking sense.
Well, they obviously are entertaining for some reason to Kevin Feige. And again, Kevin Feige is the guy. He's the man. He's running everything. He's at least got to know something, but.
Well, I know he knows that he's the guy who shit the bed on Phase 4.
Yeah, well.
He knows that.
As we continue to go down this road, I am starting to become more and more convinced that it's really time to just go ahead and stop the madness and reboot the entire thing, because it's not working.
They really need to Miller Crossing this dude, Kevin Feige. Just like the Coen brothers would do.
Straight out to the forest.
Yeah, to start describing the rabbit hutches. Tell me about the rabbits, Lenny. Anyway.
Look at the flowers.
I don't really declare that as a reality. That is a joke. Look, Feige shit the bed, and he comes out and he says, hey, man, we're going to make up for it. The team is getting together, and the team here, we're going to make Phase 5 better than Phase 4. And the problem is when you look at the photo, it's just a differently dressed same group of fucking people, the same 4 fucking people.
Yeah.
How are you going to unshit the bed, Feige? He's going to compound the problem. I just think that he is done. He really did well all the way up into Endgame. And then we got, what was it called? The Infinity War thing. And it started getting awful right there.
Yeah.
And of course,
you're building up to something. This is supposed to be a build up to Kang. So far, I have seen really nothing in Phase 4 that even emphasizes Kang as the villain, with the exception of the Disney Plus series Loki.
You won't see Kang on the big screen until Quantumania.
Yeah.
Here's what pisses me off about that. He fucking knew well enough early on to give us really comprehensive images of this guy. Let me just share it with you real quick. Share screen. We got this guy early, just even when it was not even the finished version of what he was going to be. We were getting images of, where the hell is it? It's Thanos. There it is. That is not what I asked. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Open image. A new tab. Jesus Christ. Fucking pay attention. There we go. This guy. We got this guy early on. They did a really good job of foreshadowing this character.
Mm-hmm.
And now the same group of fucking people, just different writers, seem to have lost that ability to foreshadow.
Mm-hmm.
They foreshadowed a certain character with certain shows, and even with the film, and then no payoff. You got zero payoff. Instead, they did reshoots to take him out of the thing, take him completely out and make it all Scarlet Witch. And what's her name all along.
Agatha Harkness.
Agatha. It's Agatha.
By the way, is my sound better?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I had my gain turned up too high.
Look, man, I'm personally a Tide guy. I'm not big on using gain.
I am a firm believer that Kevin Feige, I mean, there's nothing that he's done up to this point that he really can't undo. But we're getting close to that time of a point of no return, because I don't know about a lot of you guys. I did go out and pay for a lot of the films at the movie theaters.
Well, so did I. So did I. Except for one.
Yeah, but I don't. Again, it gets kind of expensive to keep going to the movies and be a little more disappointed with every Marvel release. You know, it used to be that there was a quality to what they were doing, where you could almost bet that no matter what it was, if Kevin Feige was involved with it, if Marvel Studios were a part of it, it was going to be entertaining. You could have a great time. You get your money's worth. And for those of us that like to pay attention to the long game, you'd at least get something that lets you know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, this is all part of a bigger story. And as you just got through saying, Gary, they seem to have lost that ability now. I get the fact they really need to push Disney Plus. And again, they do. You know, Bob Iger screwed them. And
well, I got to tell you, though, with the Disney Plus stuff, it's really, really shoddy and spotty in how they do things. Like Ms. Marvel, I think, was accidentally good.
Yeah.
I think it was accidental that it was good. I don't think they did that on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But with Moon Knight, you'll never see a show that it's hard to really make me angry. And I got so fucking angry that I was raging for 2 days over that last 2 episodes. I'm like, they better not fucking do the bait and switch on us here. They fucking did. This isn't about him. It's about her. Yeah. You motherfuckers. And they ruined Mr. Knight. Mr. Knight was a cool fucking character in the comics. And they turned him into a simp.
Yeah.
You know, just a disorganized, unenergetic character that didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
But they also seem to have an aversion to one of the things that made Marvel Comics so good. Okay.
Creativity?
Well, that too.
Yeah.
But also, you know, a lot of their streetwise characters. See, Spider-Man wasn't the only character that wanted to, you know, focus on where he lived and protecting the people around him. And it seems like Phase 4 would have been a nice opportunity that now that you've gone all big with the story, to just come back down to Earth and deal with a lot of the streetwise heroes. Because, you know, we're coming out the other side of the blip. So that would have been an interesting time to deal with how the average normal people were dealing with their lives. And instead, what we get, first and foremost, right out of the gate, is you have Natasha acting like she's got superpowers.
Yeah.
And then
does that super jump from the helicopter.
Oh, geez. I mean, that entire film is nothing but major contradictions. But that's okay. That's all right, because 3 of the characters that you're introduced to in that particular movie will help make up the core of the Thunderbolts.
You mean the Wish Avengers? Can't wait for that.
Yeah, the Wish Avengers. That's very good, Steven. I like that.
I like that too.
But
all right, just to because we need to get to the next subject here. I want to talk about this one because this is interesting what happened here, and don't for a second fall for the fact this was an accident, an oopsie. But this was deliberate. It was a fuck you to Joss Whedon. It was a fuck you to Walter Hamada, because Walter Hamada and Sarnoff and fucking Toby Emmerich, those cocksuckers, I fucking hate them. They have been reaching into their pocket to get other people that owe them favors in the journalism field, the rap, Variety, Deadline, and all that shit, when you see anti-Zaslav articles, it is a favor to Hamada, Sarnoff, and Emmerich. They are getting them to do this. Why? They're not going to get their jobs back. They just want to do damage. They want to hurt them. How dare you fire us? And this is absolutely 100% a fuck you to Joss Whedon and Walter Hamada. This accidental release, look, there's a process movie. I work in the industry. I know how it works. There's a process that things have to go through before that trailer ever sees the light of day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, The Rock is all in on Zack Snyder.
Oh, no, that's what this is about.
Yeah.
But this isn't just going all in on Zack Snyder. This is about taking a shit on Joss Whedon, which is also taking a shit on Walter Hamada directly.
Well, and it's necessary because, again, I think as we've said in previous shows, how do you sign Dwayne Johnson to a contract and then make him sit for almost 7 years? Where is the logic in that?
Keeps him away from everyone else.
I'm still trying to really work out how anyone that's even the most ardent defender of Walter Hamada can explain that to me. Because he was ready to go. The moment he signed those contracts, he was ready to go. And you put him on the sidelines.
Yep. For how long?
About 7 years.
So The Rock deleted footage from Joss Whedon's Justice League in a new Black Adam TV spot. True, it's doubtful that The Rock removed the scene himself. After all, it's hard to imagine. No, he didn't remove it. What it is they had two trailers set up. I'm going to disagree with Mikey here because I know something about how trailers are done. There's no fucking way this was an accident. There's no fucking way. He fucking let that out, not just to support Zack Snyder, but to take one last shit on Joss Whedon's Justice League and Hamada for pushing that shit. Also, I think for making him wait 7 fucking years.
And on top of that, let's not try to get it too twisted. I mean, it's really,
it's very straightforward. I don't think there's any twist to this at all.
Walter Hamada and Sarnoff, especially Ann Sarnoff, I mean, they obviously were all about Joss Whedon, and then all the stories came out. And not only did he screw up Justice League, they took him out of the show that he was doing for them, which was The Nevers, which is still in limbo. That season 2 of that show is in limbo. Even though they actually replaced Joss Whedon on the show, they have a team ready to go. They've gotten no real indication. Nobody that works in the show has been given any indication as to whether or not they're going to do a season 2. But
absolutely.
You've spent all this money. You spent pretty much, you were going to wreck this company. Forget David Zaslav for a moment and go back to when, I should say, let's back up to when he actually was able to take over. He's coming into a company where he's telling everyone he's going to have to cut $3 billion. Now, understand where that comes from. That means you had a financial crisis headed into the beginning of this year. So all you people out there who want to take shots at Zaslav because of what he did to Batgirl need to understand something. That company was already in financial dire straits when they started working on that. That Batgirl film is really a spinoff to The Flash, a movie that is yet to come out. So we don't even really understand how
we know they're reshooting stuff.
Yes,
because everything's been shelved for right now so they can do reshoots so it all works together. They are doing something that Marvel has failed to do since the beginning of Phase 4 or the end of Phase 3, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. Everything started falling apart at the end of Phase 3. And hi, Arwen. Holy crap. I haven't seen you in a while. But yeah, and and it's not an accident. Just drop it. Just drop it. There's no fucking accident here. That oopsie is more like oopsie. There's no fucking accident here. These things go through a process before they ever see the light of day. They have to be signed off by multiple fucking people.
And The Rock, he's a hands-on guy. He knew
absolutely.
He's involved in the whole process the entire
I'm telling
way.
you, he liked what they were planning, that we're going to release this one and go, oh man, sorry, wrong trailer, and then put the right one on. That's not an oopsie. That's a oopsie. It's totally faked. It's intentional, and it absolutely did what it was meant to do. It made people aware. Joss Whedon and Hamada's vision is gone. It is not part of the future of DC. Zack Snyder's, whether he's perfect or not, I don't like the Snyderverse that much, but I like the characters in the Snyderverse. I like the versions of the characters he created. And that's what they plan to continue. They plan to let him finish the Snyderverse, and then those characters will continue. It'll have its connection to the Snyderverse, but they will change some things, and I'm hoping make Batman a little more of a hopeful character than the dark fucking Knight.
Well, I think the other thing is that there are still, unfortunately, especially in the media, people who want to continue to talk about and give hints to Walter Hamada's genius. This genius decided not to make a Batman Beyond film because he thought that it was something that not a lot of people would be interested in watching, since he didn't think the cartoon was that successful.
Yeah. And by the way, Bill, I don't look at it that way, because Dwayne's the one who called Vin Diesel a pussy. He called him a classless pussy, is really what he called him when you break it down. He said, he's unprofessional and was a pussy about things. And so the fallout really is Vin with him. And he got pissed at Vin Diesel, and Vin Diesel got butthurt about it and started talking shit. And from what I've heard, they've semi-mended the animosity, but you'll never see, I don't think Rock will ever return to the Five. He will continue doing his Hobbs and what's it called? Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
Which I thought was the best film of the entire franchise. I enjoyed it more than anything. And I think that it's got better action. And I will watch anything when fucking not Vin Diesel, but when The Rock and
Jason Statham.
the limey Jason Statham. Fucking Jason Statham is a god of action, man.
More importantly, Helen Mirren.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Do you remember the memes I made? It's like it was a fight between Vin Diesel and The Rock, and like Vin Diesel is like, "We got your mom," and then like The Rock goes, "Well, we got this pro wrestler." And then, like, I went back and showed The Rock going, well, we get this person. It was just an ongoing meme fight between them that I did on my own page. That every time they did a casting coup, they would, like, shit on each other. That was fun. I enjoyed those. They're somewhere on my hard drive. I'll find them one day and bring them back. But I see that Don't Call Me Wave is here, and I wanted to tell you, yeah, I was replying to you, not a fucking accident. It's not. Just drop it. It is not an accident. There's no fucking way it was an accident. If it was an accident, they are incompetent boobs, is what that says. And there's no fucking way they're incompetent boobs. These guys all know what they're fucking doing, and they got tired of getting dissed on by the fucking Hollywood media, by Ann Sarnoff, Toby Emmerich, and Walter Hamada, paying for it. So they went and did their own major fucking big time TV spot. Fucking shit all over them. And look what it's causing. People are talking now.
And let's not forget J.J. Abrams too, who is currently in the butthurt spotlight.
Can we just forget? Can we just forget J.J.
I have.
Abrams?
I don't know who this is.
Destroyer of franchises.
I don't know. This sounds like a scary person that we shouldn't be around.
You know what? You're right.
See you, Chris.
I mean, they're now starting to attempt to help JJ on even We Got This Covered by printing an article about how he's dunking on Warner Brothers. how Warner Brothers is sad because he's bringing back a Cloverfield film at Paramount.
Yeah.
And he's
Hey,
got
by
all
the
these
way,
talented people to do stuff.
I want to point this out right here. The Rock gets what The Rock wants, and The Rock wants the Snyderverse back, at least to some extent. I'm also going to tell you, this was retaliation against what happened at San Diego Comic-Con. Because Deadline, when it released that thing that Sil Abdullah and I fell for, man, we fell for it hook, line, and sinker. That was a lie. Nobody fucking said that he was going to be there. They made that up. That was an idea behind Hamada. I guarantee you, Hamada and Sarnoff and Toby Emmerich came up with that idea with Deadline to write this article. Hey, and because they were still, two of them were still technically employed at the time, because I think Toby's still getting a paycheck, isn't he, for working on one project?
At least, yeah.
Hamada was still in the office, even though he was technically dead in the water. He was still a paid employee.
Guys,
and so therefore,
I'm still
they
here.
could be called insiders. Are you listening to me? They were still insiders. So Deadline can defend what they wrote. But what they wrote was an absolute fucking lie that Cavill was going to be at San Diego Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. They did that to diss The Rock and cause the chaos that they caused. And again, I still blame DC for not putting the kibosh on that fucking article. Mm-hmm. They should have. If they had addressed it before the San Diego Comic-Con, it would have failed. It would have absolutely failed. No expectations would have been misled. And I think it was a huge fuck up on their part. They let Hamada, Sarnoff, and Emmerich get away with that shit with Deadline. And Deadline is as culpable as anybody because they know that it was a fucking lie. Oh, who's leaving now?
No, it's just say hello to Mags.
Yep. Oh, hi, Mags. Welcome on the show, Mags. If you want to come on here, let us know. Oh, you just want to lurk. You're so creepy. But you're pretty at the same time, so nobody cares. Anyway, so we can move off of that one. We can talk about. I'd like to talk about Black Panther toy right now, but before I do, I'd like to talk about
the trailer.
Article. I haven't watched any of the trailer. I'm not interested in this movie.
I don't think it's out yet.
Unless they say that Boseman's been recast, I'm not interested in this fucking movie. Okay. I think what they're doing is the typical, we'll replace him, but we'll replace him with a female. You're already doing that. You already planned to do it, and you're going to do it after the first fucking movie. It's just fucking ridiculous, man. They give it no time. They should have recast the character. They shouldn't have done this. I'm lurking in pretty too, Geary. Sheesh. I'm working so I can pay your memberships. Okay, Max. Tickle Trunk did something really nice the other day. I think he did 5 memberships for 5 of our friends that watch.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it was really sweet of him to do that. But let's go ahead and pull it up. Fuck it. Let's pull it up. Share screen. So we're getting a good look at through one of the toys at what, and Karen Bug wrote this article, a good friend of mine. And a new Black Panther Wakanda Forever leak reveals an epic battle with Namor. No, the script hasn't surfaced online, nor has blurry footage leapt onto YouTube. Rather, another Black Panther Wakanda Forever Lego set was leaked online. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. I'm going to need to hopefully hit the enlarge on this.
That's what she said.
Let me enlarge it. It's not going to let me enlarge. There's no magnifying glass.
What
so I hope
like
you guys
Deadpool?
can see it.
That's what she said.
So this looks like this is Shiru or whatever her name is. That is
Shuri.
Shuri. That doesn't look like the other Black Panther costume. It looks like something else. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's look, I think it's going to be kind of difficult to really figure out how they're going to do this. I think the only two people that you're really going to get a lot of stuff for, that they're going to be trying to push really hard, will be Namor and Riri Williams.
Oh, you mean Iron Shark? Can't wait.
That's who that red is. I thought that was Deadpool at first.
No, that's Riri
An Iron Man woman built out of car parts out of a junkyard.
Yeah, this is the guy, Kevin Feige, that shit, 4 is this is 5. This is phase 5. This is him winning.
Phase nosedive.
He's so fucking disconnected from the fandom that he just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Oops, sorry.
Was that a fart? God damn.
I actually have D23 footage of the Black Wakanda Forever trailer.
Oh.
But
yeah, I would like to show it, but I'm not going to because we already got a claim yesterday. I'm tired of getting claims. So it looks like we got some new people coming in. Let's see. Jester of Sin is here. And Azrael Ducks. Hello. Hi. Hello, lady. Hey. Anyway. So I'm not very excited by any of this shit. To tell you the truth. I'm done. Stick and fork in me. I'm fucking done.
I think look, I'm willing to give them one last chance. One.
I'm not even gonna.
Do you want to waste that last chance on Wakanda Forever?
Look, whatever's up next is their one shot with me, or else I am so done. Because look, just entertain me.
Yes, I did, Joe. I did see that.
But I'm telling them right now, you get one more chance with me. I can't continue to, sit here and continue to be disappointed. And after watching Love and Thunder,
I was going to bother because I knew what Taika did. I knew what he did. Waititi look, I keep telling people, if you hire people who are what's the word I'm looking for?
Dumbasses.
No, I'm looking for a real functional world. People who don't care about things.
Yeah.
Reverent. If you hire people who are irreverent, which means they are the opposite of reverent, where they revere the comic. He doesn't revere the comics. He is the opposite of that. He doesn't revere anything, and he likes to shit on it. And so, I know that Chris Hemsworth loves the comedy. He's very good at comedy. But the fact is they need to limit it to certain moments, and not fucking do it throughout the whole goddamn thing. And the movie tanked because that's what they did. Fans recognize subconsciously, if not even consciously, irreverence when their characters are being treated with something less than reverence. We care about these comic characters. We love them. Despite jokes here and there, we expect them to be treated by the motherfucking company that brought them out with some reverence because it made them got them the jobs that they have. They don't.
Yep.
They don't. They don't treat it with any reverence. And Taika Waititi, I told you he was going to shit all over it. Before it ever got first trailer, I said, Taika's just going to shit all over it. They've given him free reins to do what he does. And it's funny when he writes his comedies.
Yeah,
I enjoy his comedies.
You did call it.
I called this way back. I said, this is just, why would you do that? It's just dumb. And Feige being dumb is not a good sign. He's done. He is done. Feige is done. I think his heart's not in it anymore. Now it's all about this other stuff. And he's doing that thing that I always joke about, ruin it, Brian, ruined. He's ruining Marvel. And I remember we got so excited when he took Marvel away from that piece of shit asshole over that was
Perlmutter.
Yeah, Perlmutter. But then he I don't know, man. He got power hungry. Something happened to him. I don't know what, dude.
Yeah, well,
it breaks my heart because I did think a lot more of Feige than what I think of him now. I think he's just a real fucking tool.
Well, he's a movie guy. That was my thought the other night when I really, being at work, I had to really concentrate and think, what is the big difference? And the big difference is that he is a movie guy, but he has responsibility now over their television output and over the comics. That's too much. Your training, what made you what you were, was making films. That's your lane. That's what you were good at.
Well, exactly. And just to go back to something else you talked about, Keith, was that Feige was a backseat director, that he would give them this is what you're making. This is the movie you're making. Remember that? And that's why the movies weren't bad.
Mm-hmm.
But he stopped doing that with Waititi.
Mm-hmm.
And we got this. Who said it out there? Directors need freedom, but too much freedom isn't good either. Well, there was no freedom with Marvel. There was a cookie cutter script that you were given, a film that was already planned out. Your job was to go there professionally and visually direct it. That was your job, to direct exactly what they wanted, but they didn't do that with Taika. And twice now, they gave him, I would say, about 50% leeway with the last one, Ragnarok. They're like, okay, look, we're going to trust you to do this. We're going to do a little hands off, but you still need to do these things. And he did the film. And I really wasn't that big a fan of it because I saw what they were doing. They did Planet Hulk, and it still wasn't Planet Hulk. And they also, I just forgot his name, the rock guy.
Korg.
He's one of my favorite characters in the comics, and they turned him into a sidekick joke. And even though, it was kind of funny, it was really hurtful watching that character be turned into a joke.
Mm-hmm.
But that's Taika Waititi, man. He's irreverent. He doesn't care. Look, man, it's the same thing. Look, people who love Guardians of the Galaxy, the comics, weren't big fans of the movie.
He lives.
Holy shit. Dork.
Hey.
Holy shit, they're twins. It's like a before and after.
And there I was sitting there with my dork hanging out.
Hey, Dork.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Danny. How's it going, big man?
What movie was that?
Take your shirt off.
Heavy Metal.
Hey,
Thank
Danny.
you.
Hey,
I knew you were going to get it, Keith.
It was Den.
There I was sitting there with my dork hanging out. I fucking love that line. Fucking, who was that? That was John Candy delivered that line.
Yep.
Yeah.
15 years and nothing, now twice in one day.
Twice in one day. That's right. But so, you get what you ask for. If you hire someone who's irreverent, you're going to get irreverent humor. Well, if you're doing something based on comic books, that's a fucking problem. Because you already have a built-in fan base. And going back to Guardians of the Galaxy, which I loved, because I didn't give two shits about the comics. I never read them. So I enjoyed the films. But every single friend of mine that was a fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy comics were pissed or irritated over shit that was done. And I empathize with them. It's like, I get it, because a lot of these characters, Thor in particular, fucking Iron Man, and Iron Man wasn't even the number one character. Spider-Man's the number one character. Daredevil's bigger than Iron Man. And Marvel launched on one of the 4th to 5th largest characters rather than the first. Oh, Paulie's here. Hi.
Oh,
yeah, totally gay panel.
Thanks for that, Paulie.
We definitely need to talk sometime, Paulie. I would love to come back on your show. I got a few things I'd like to talk about with you. So
wait, that's a great name for Das Wolfen. Das Woken.
Well, Azrael, I will tell you, Thor: The Dark World, I think, was a mistake going as dark as they went. I don't think they fleshed out the villain enough. on that one?
Well, that was a change. No, that was a game time decision change. That was not the movie that they were originally shooting. So
it was definitely not a great film.
Yeah, it was scrapbooking even back then. That whole scrapbooking thing, which is really the number one reason why visual effects
There you go, Keith.
houses.
Read that, Keith.
I miss you too, Paulie. It's the number one reason why visual effects houses hate working on Marvel films.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what are you doing? You're spending money every time you do this. You can't let's just go ahead and shoot it this way and do all the visual effects. And if it doesn't work, we can always come back and reshoot and redo the effects. And it's like,
that's not good filmmaking.
No, it's spending money needlessly. I mean, you should just. Oh, yeah, it just gets me. It just gets me.
So I'm the mirror universe Das Wolfen is what somebody was just saying.
Yeah, you are. That's what I was saying.
How are you, man?
Oh, alive. My birthday was Tuesday. I had Thanks. I had
Huh? Oh, I was just gonna say happy birthday again.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I had the convention this past weekend, the amazing Las Vegas Comic Con. And I slept all day Monday because I am not as young as I used to be. You know, I opened and closed all 3 days. And boy, did I feel it Monday. I was in so much pain.
I got to tell you, I totally understand because we went to Extremicon on Friday. Thank God it was only a 2-day con. We got to rest the night before, have a good dinner, got it the next morning.
Oh.
And we weren't reading the press. We weren't reading the press release that we were the fucking media coverage for the convention. And I'm like, Keith and I are like, wait, what? Are we? What? And they're like, dude, you're all over the place. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to do this other thing. And I'm like, you understand? I'm almost 60. I don't. It's rough on me to go to the bathroom 3 times a day.
Yeah, no, I was, on my feet all day. I mean, Saturday was really rough, but I powered through it. I didn't let the people know because you have to be when you're working on a booth. You got to be all like, and I'm kind of a over the top carny anyway.
You're telling me.
Well, I've got a big wheel, like a humongous wheel. It's like really
huge. Say wiener.
And then you can that people come spin. I'm just no selling that. And so I get loud and like step right up, stuff like that. And man, yeah, I
don't want to say I'm big, but my nickname in high school was Thanos's Gauntlet.
So how did that go overall? How was that convention?
I mean, it was the first time back since the dark days. So they had 2 years off, and I don't think they advertised it well enough. Garth Ennis was the main guest, I guess if you will, and it was just not as busy as it had been in years past. I mean, the Level Up Expo, which was the first one that came, it was in February this year. Was in the same space at the Las Vegas Convention Center, and it was way bigger, way more people. This was really, you could tell. I was surprised we raised as much money as we did, just because there were, such fewer people. But it was, it was successful for the charity, and it was, all of our volunteers had fun. They dress up and do all that stuff. So. Yeah, so it was mostly positive experience. Yeah.
How was he as a guest?
Oh, I was working my booth the whole time, so I didn't even
get to
didn't even get to see any of the panels or.
Because you're anything. A fan of Garth Ennis's, and it just surprises me.
Yeah, well, we were supposed to have. It all came apart at the last minute. We were supposed to do an after party Saturday night at the Nerd downtown. But a rival charity, which is a ridiculous thing to even say, because we're all supposed to be trying to help kids, through 2 after parties Friday and Saturday at a different spot downtown. And, this charity is $1 million charity. So they can, they can plug in the machine to the promotion machine. And it just, at the end of the day, we just decided it wasn't worth even trying to compete. So I think because originally Garth was going to be our guest because the event was called a Homelander Homecoming.
Yeah.
And I was going to try to actually do like an interview. But it all kind of fell through at the last minute, so I'm really glad I didn't like promote it or anything like that ahead of time, because that would have been even a bigger bummer.
Right. Oh, I didn't mean to. Sorry.
Oh.
Hold on. Put this back. Yeah, I got to tell you, it's kind of funny. We had to do our first interview. We didn't get to record it. It pissed me off with Andy. I forgot his last name. What's his name?
Dick.
Keith.
Andy.
Dufresne?
No.
Andy Warhol.
Wow, you guys are not helping.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, Andy was he didn't take a shine to me at first. And I could tell. I was reading it off of him. And then halfway through the interview, he looked at me like, holy shit, you get it. And I started really hitting him with questions that he did not see coming. And he ended up having a really good time during our interview. And I'm really sad that it didn't get recorded. So that'll never be aired. But our interview with Noelle, not Noelle Figer, but Noelle Hannibal, who's a Star Trek veteran. She was the first Vulcan you see coming out, the female Vulcan in First Contact.
Yeah.
And
I surprised her in a good way with my first question.
She was blown away like, how the fuck did you know about that? And it was fun. But what I thought was funny in that interview was before it started, it's on video. We haven't edited it together yet because we had 2 cameras going. Mm-hmm. So we got to put the whole thing together as a nice little video, show different angles. But I startled everybody when I told them. I tell people all the time, I'm loud. When I bellow, I have caused children's spines to fuse and adults to shit themselves because I am fucking loud. I'm from the military. Plus, I came from a theater background where we learned to project on stage so everybody could hear us. We didn't have microphones, headsets. And so there was a point where we're trying to get everybody's attention. They're going, hello, we're about to start. Keith and I said, I got this. And I just went, hey, and it was just like the entire room turned and looked. This long fucking room. Everybody stopped what they were doing. All talking stopped. And 3 people in the front fucking went like that. Their whole body just... And I fucking laughed because I love it when I can still do that at this age.
Andy Rothenberg.
That's it, Andy Rothenberg. Now, Andy and Noelle are friends in real life. Mm-hmm. And they have agreed to come on the show together. To be on the show. So we're going to get to have both of them on. And they're so much fun to talk to, man. She's got a musical background. And when there was no work going on in Hollywood, in order to make ends meet, she started doing something that was equivalent to like Ticketron, but online and doing live ticket events. They were inexpensive. It was like anywhere from $1 to $5, something like that. And she would do live musical performances. She's very gifted. Very gifted musically and vocally. Mm-hmm. And so we took a shine to everybody there. I mean, we really like him. Then we had John. We never got to interview him, but we're going to get him on the show.
Yep.
He, of course, has been in Guardians of the Galaxy, all sorts of stuff. Big, tall guy. I kept making fun of him because he has a ponytail. And I said, stop pulling the ponytail. It's receding your hairline. Because he's bald on top. And he's a really nice guy. Very funny.
John Jacob Anderson.
Yes, I really liked him. He's very funny.
Spider-Man Homecoming and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Stranger Things 2, Logan Lucky,
Walking Dead,
and
actually
Sleepy
he
Hollow.
shares that with Andy too, because Andy worked on The Walking Dead as well. And so we're going to get him on the show. So it's going to be fun because we didn't get to do all the interviews that we wanted to do. And but it was just my God, it's an exhausting show, and I'm still feeling it today. I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah, no, I can.
That's why I always say, if we're Lethal Weapon, I'm Raj, you're Riggs.
Yeah. But,
I was going to say, shouldn't the black guy be saying that?
No, I tell you what, because, Monday I had my little day of rest. Tuesday was my birthday. This is how much of an old man I am.
Monday was supposed to be our meeting that you slept through.
I'm sorry, man. And that's another reason I was telling my mom earlier that I really needed to hop on this stream so you and I could get together afterwards so we can take care of this, because I don't want him.
Yeah, I don't want him. I don't want him yelling at me again. I really do. I love him.
Yeah.
But he was just Gary. Hey, it's Josh.
Yeah, no, as soon as we
where the fuck is my website? And who the fuck is this Danny guy?
Yeah. So we'll get together. But so Tuesday for my birthday, my big birthday thing was my 24-year-old son came over, who I hardly get to see anymore. And we watched the new Elvis movie together.
Wasn't that cool?
I loved it. I didn't even know about this movie. It was not on my
I
radar.
tried telling you and anybody else that would listen. I mean,
it was so good. Yeah.
I got to tell you, I could not believe how good it was.
Yeah,
and
that kid's got to win some awards. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And here's a fun thing. Go look up his interview with Jimmy Fallon on Tonight Show. Mm-hmm. When he asked him to do the 3 distinct decade version.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, because my son afterwards
he nailed it.
Yeah,
because he talked a certain way in the 50s, he talked a certain way in the 60s, and he talked a completely different way up to his death in the 70s. And he was a more withdrawn version of Elvis.
Yeah. What blows my mind is I just turned 43. I've been on Earth longer than Elvis. That blows my mind. Like, man died at 42. I can't believe that. I did not. There was so much I didn't know about Elvis.
Yeah, that's what I came out of that movie.
I was pissed that they left out the peanut butter and banana sandwiches, and the fact that he had had a refrigerator full of chilled fucking Snicker bars, always at his beck and call. Because I thought they would get into, I thought it was important because they only talked about one addiction. He had another addiction to food. The more he gave up the other stuff, the more he leaned on to food. And I tell people all the time, drug abuse and food abuse are they're first cousins. That's why you see cigarette smokers gain weight when they give up smoking.
Yeah.
Because, again, one addiction for the other addiction.
Yeah, the tough thing about food, it's the one addiction you cannot 100%. Yeah, you can't 100% abstain from food.
Yeah.
So it was. I tell you what, though, Tom Hanks was great. I never have ever hated Tom Hanks.
I was shocked at how good he was.
Yeah, I was like, I did not know any of that stuff about that dude.
I only knew a little bit about the.
I now have made an addendum to my statement that he heard about. Tom Hanks heard about it and laughed at. Because I said it, and I worked for him at the time, and I said that Tom Hanks can play 2 characters. Forrest Gump, Tom Hanks.
Well,
now I say Forrest Gump, Colonel Parker, and Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
I hated that guy. I didn't realize they had allowed him to stay in
Vegas.
He
was fucking evil, dude.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That whole thing was right next. Yeah, that was evil after promising only 4 performances.
Yeah.
And it extended beyond that. I said, oh my God, he's killing this guy.
Yeah.
He was a literal slave. He turned Elvis into a slave.
What is this? The Dork Night member for 4 months? Giggity level? Did you do that?
I didn't do that.
I didn't do that.
I did it. I had to do it. StreamYard does not bring that kind of thing. So I have to repost
now it's supposed to be caught by Stream Elements. So Stream Elements is supposed to
not.
It didn't do it, huh?
It's the 2 times in a row that it doesn't do it.
Well, Tickle Trunk also posted. Did you do that, or did Tickle Trunk do it? The membership.
He posted, so I could copy.
Tickle Trunk. I'm asking who paid for it. So Tickle Trunk did it again. He did it again.
No,
Tickle Trunk, the single greatest.
that's not what I said.
Well, it's. Did you pay for it?
Who, me?
Martin.
Oh.
Martin, did you pay for it?
No.
Now, Danny, again, I'll ask you what you already said no to. Did you pay for it?
No.
Okay. Tickle Trunk fucking paid for it. This is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is I know that Tickle Trunk did this. It's the second time he's done it. Where he's
Dork
bought
Knight did it.
memberships.
Oh, well, yeah, I shared in the Tickle Trunk saying that. I had a little thing pop up I never saw before with a little blue circle.
Oops.
And it said I could share my membership status. So I just did that.
Oh, but then you did pay for the membership.
Oh, I must then. You know, I probably auto renew and I don't even know it. So
I'm going to stop talking to you now.
Oh my God. Okay, let's clear it up right now. We don't know who paid for the membership. It could have been Tickle Trunk as a gifted membership, or it could have been Dork Knight. What is being highlighted is a 4-month anniversary free super chat message to celebrate the fact that he's been a member for 4 months. My God.
there we go. We got it.
Thank you, Justin.
Good, great, good. Enema.
Well, I will say this. If you're someone who is being touted by Denzel Washington,
What did you just
obviously
fucking
don't
say? Keith,
say what? Touted.
you said Washington, motherfucker.
Did I?
Yes,
Well, you got
did.
that
You said
Midwestern.
Denzel Washington.
Oh yeah, I did say
Where are
There
you
you
from?
go.
Baltimore?
You go,
Yeah.
You're from Ohio.
I've been here too long. I have been here too long.
You've been in Missouri too long. Hey, where are you going? I'm going to the laundromat. Going to do some washing.
Gonna do some washing there.
That's
Missouri.
how my mom's
Go
side
down
of
to
the
the river.
family in
What?
Indiana, they
Oh.
put R's in words like that too.
Yeah, the one that really, like when I was a kid, my grandmother said something. I said, "Where are your glasses?" Because she needed her glasses. I said, "Where are your glasses?" She goes, "They're over yonder." And I just stood there like, "What the fuck is yonder?"
It's over
I
there.
didn't know what that meant. And then my dad, being the asshole he is, he goes, "The dog's name is Yonder, and it's on the other side."
I thought the last thing she said to you was don't play with the dinosaurs.
Oh.
Oh, I have no idea
Sorry, Gary.
about this question,
So
but yeah,
Sorry,
I was
it's my
blown away
fault.
by everything in that movie.
Hello.
It was
It was well done. But I mean, when Denzel puts you up there and says you are that good, you know, I mean, Austin Butler is definitely going to have to thank him.
and he
when
was he performing his own vocals?
he did
Yeah.
okay. So
Yeah.
he did the 50s. My son and I were watching all this stuff. So the audio from Elvis's recordings in the 50s, like so
Was
his
him.
first stuff, was Austin because they didn't have a good enough quality recordings of the real Elvis.
Because they were really
stuff.
good. But I was wondering because like when he did the Christmas special,
That was a
God
mixture.
damn.
That was so
That
what they
was-
did on.
Yeah.
That was Austin
amazing.
singing with, and they
Enhanced.
mixed in with
Yeah.
the real Elvis.
Yeah.
But all the stuff at the beginning of the movie from the 50s, that's 100% Austin singing, which I was blown away by. I didn't, yeah.
Well, he may have been able to handle that musician, but let's see how he handles another musician's role when he plays Fade Rotha in Dune 2.
Oh, well.
I got to
that what
tell
he
you,
is?
I'm excited about this because he impressed the shit out of me.
So
Again-
he's going to be Fade?
Yeah. He is.
Oh, wow. Okay. I've never even heard of this kid before, man. He was good.
Austin Butler?
Because he was
Yeah.
announced before I'd seen Elvis. And
Yeah. I
I'm
saw-
like, who? And then I saw Elvis, so I'm like, okay, this guy's, yeah, he's good.
I saw him in a television series, but that was it. You know,
Yeah, I mean-
he's talented beyond measure. All I know is he better get nominated.
Yeah.
That's all I know, or else there's gonna be a riot. He better get nominated.
So
I don't
I can't
trust
believe
these
you didn't
fucking
tell me.
award shows.
When did you see this movie, Mom? You never told me about it. She said she saw it in the theater. Hell, this movie's been out since
She told
July,
us,
apparently.
If you had
Yeah.
been here,
Fair enough.
You would have known that because she told us in the chat on one of the shows she was going to go see it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, another dig at Danny. God damn you, fuck you, Gary.
But the soundtrack, I just couldn't help but continue to listen to. For
it's great soundtrack. It's a great look, man. It's a great. I'm going to say great film. I heard some people dissing it, and I'm like,
yeah.
Did we not see the same movie? This is well written, well acted.
I haven't seen it.
Great
I don't
music.
normally like Baz Luhrmann's style, but it worked perfectly for
Perfectly.
Elvis.
It did because he's
really
very
did.
musically inclined.
When you know what, when his own daughter at the premiere told Austin Butler that basically she couldn't even recognize, I mean, he literally morphed into her dad. That's high praise.
That is, yeah.
I mean, it's just, if you've not seen the movie, I can't praise this film enough.
Yeah,
and you better have a good sound system, because in the theater, that was the biggest thing for me. I loved everything I was seeing, but the sound was beyond amazing. This is one of those movies with an incredible both soundtrack in terms of the music, but also in sound editing. And it oh geez.
I wanted to address this one, Martin. Bill Barkley, Bubba Hotep, Bruce Campbell's Elvis is one of the best on-screen Elvises outside of Elvis himself. And if you've never seen it, there I was sitting there, laying there with a sore on the end of my pecker. Bruce Campbell is so fucking, and it's funny because on one of the other streams that we do, that for our introduction, Keith's in my introduction, they always do Ozzie Davis and Bruce Campbell. It was just Martin. It was just Martin.
Okay.
But on this other channel, for our introduction, they do Elvis and John F. Kennedy, played by Ozzie Davis and Bruce Campbell. And for the next two, and they play that video clip, and I think it's hilarious when they're in the John together. And it's Ozzie Davis and Bruce Campbell, or Kennedy and Elvis. So I like that. It's fun. But we're done here. We're done. I'm done. My energy is tapped after 2 shows. I can only do 2 shows.
Yeah. 2. That's it. 2.
What are we going to do for the other 45?
No, it's over. The show is fucking over. I'm ending it. Keith, I can tell Keith's as tired as I am.
Yeah,
he's not hiding it well. We're fucking beat, just like you, Danny. We were beat by this fucking thing, and we got you by more than a decade in age, and I'm telling you, man, we're too old for this shit.
Yeah, no,
we're both Raj. Getting too old for this shit.
Do you have time? Do you have time immediately following this stream for us to?
Yeah, we can sit and chit chat for a little bit. And I'm sure Anima would like to jump in if she's not going to bed to the after show. So I want to thank. Let me get to the beginning here. Anima Confucius was the first person in the chat. Anima, of course, is the love of my life. Penny, who is Dork Knight's mother dearest. Not mommy dearest, mother dearest. It's different. Bill Barkley was here from Scotland. Kingsport Cal was here from Tennessee. The Bat Channel, Wajid Leakey, War Monkey, Keto Simple dropped in to say hello. It's always good to see him. Joe's Atmosphere is here. I think he's still here. And Joe's a great guy. I wish he'd come on the show with us. He's one of our new friends that we've made through doing other people's shows. What's that say? Yippee! What'd she say?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
No, mutual fucker.
Mutual fuck.
So James Ritter, Christopher Moonlight Productions, Stone Pie Media, our buddy Matt, Don't Call Me Wave, Mr. Tickle Trunk. I suppose you expect me to talk now that you have this laser aimed at my willy. No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die of Mr. Tickle Trunk. There we go. So Jester of Sin, Arwen Avalon, Magitech Mags, Azrael Ducks, or Dukes. Is it Dukes in that one?
Ducks.
Is it Ducks? Okay.
As in Redux?
Redux. Okay. Latino Slant Polly, the most beloved Latino in our life outside of Martin. But Martin is South American. It's a little different, isn't it, Martin? No, it's the same. Is it the same?
Same thing.
Okay. Zax, also known as Kyle. Kyle. Monkey Jeepus, thank you. Come again. And of course, our good friend Sox Boltons, who rarely agrees with us, but goddamn it, he stays with us, and we love him for that. Thank you, Sox. And you're a good friend. Always shouting out our shows. Good man. Good man. I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank Fat Steve Seagal, my co-host on this. Keith, my other partner in crime and co-host on this show. Martin Acosta Santana, who is the right side of my brain during the show, watching the chat. And then, of course, John down there, who is still looking like Michael Douglas in Falling Down. And then, of course, Dork Knight, who is a good friend and part of the Pop Culture Minefield team. And was there anybody else that popped in and jumped out?
No,
that was just this morning.
I think we're
okay. We're good. All right. So that is it. I want to thank you guys for watching the show today. I want to thank you for all the super chat and stickers. And with that, I'm going to play you out with. First of all, I'm going to show this one. This one cracked me up. I made this today over on it was a Bigfoot post over on Facebook, and I took the guy's post and I wrote that because there was a movie that came out in the 70s done in a documentary style about Bigfoot where it tormented this guy on the toilet. And it so fucking traumatized me at I think I was 9 when I saw it, that I was terrified of Bigfoot attacking me in the bathroom as a kid.
Wasn't something swamp?
No, that was a different film, but there's a scene in the bathroom in that one too.
Yeah.
But the one in the Bigfoot documentary was what do you call it? Miners. It was miners back in 1800s that were attacked by Sasquatch, and one of them stuck their arm through the bathroom window and attacked them on the toilet. And it made me nervous about bathrooms with windows. That I was terrified Bigfoot would get me. But it didn't help that I had 3 older brothers that fucked with me when I was little. And they would tell me that Bigfoot's right here in this area around Phoenix. Yeah. We have a desert Bigfoot. Yeah. He's tall enough. We lived in the second floor, and I had to go to bed before them. And they'd say, okay, be real quiet so Bigfoot doesn't hear you because he can reach you through that window. So go to bed, go to sleep so Bigfoot doesn't get you. Yeah, I had evil fucking brothers. So, yeah, it's just fucking weird. Yeah, they told me second floor. He's that tall. I'm like, really? Yeah, he can look right in the window and see you pooping. I'm like, no. They didn't tell me that one. I got that one all on my own, but they did tell me about looking in my bedroom window and watching me sleep. So I always check toilets for snakes and ghoulies. Only thing I check for, War Monkey, is I was at my mom's restaurant. She owned the bar, and my brother-in-law owned the restaurant. And they owned it together. It was called the American Mexican Restaurant on Camelback. It was there for like 40 years, almost 50 years. It was there for a long time. And my mom managed the bar. And there was this woman. I was there one night just eating out of the little dish that has all the different like olives and lemons and shit in it. I was like just eating out of it, and this woman screams in the bathroom. They had to call for an ambulance because she got bit on the ass by a black widow in the toilet when she sat down. I'm like, after that, I was like, yeah, I'm never going to sit on the toilet again without looking first. I still do it to this day. And still, because growing up in Phoenix, I shake my shoes out when I get up in the morning before I put my shoes on. Shake them out for scorpions and shit like that. Ever seen Gary right after he gets up in the morning? She's seen what I look like. I look like fucking Bigfoot. My hair's all down over my face. Long.
You look like Bigfoot in the middle of doing business because whatever, at the convention.
Yeah, you saw that photo. You saw it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I also happened to pass by as I was loading out on Sunday, and you were sitting there just reading and eating and getting stuff done. Just,
hair hanging down.
I know, but you were getting stuff done, man. You were getting stuff done.
Well, that was right after I got yelled at by Josh Becker, too. I love the way he yells at me because he's not really yelling at me. It's just funny because when he calls, I have to put the phone this far away from my head because I can fucking hear him. He's so loud. Johnny, he's like, Gary, it's Josh Becker. Like, no shit, really? I had no idea that was you. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for being here today. It's a fun show. We get really passionate and talking about things. Steven does it. I do it. Keith does it. We rail. We just fucking rail on these things. We're just sick of seeing certain stuff. Yeah. It's like, fucking stop. Get back to doing legitimate business. They keep wanting to fuck around and put out stupid shit.
Yeah, well, they're willing to F around and find out. And they're finding out. So
now I found out. Dun. Hey, what are we going to talk about tomorrow on Saturday Morning Fun Time?
Narcolepsy.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show, please make sure to like, subscribe, and don't.
Just so you know, I like doing it. And someone's about to start talking, just fucking end the show.
I got it though.
I'm a dick. But Danny, are you even here? Is he still here?
Yes, I am.
Waiting for the after show.
So you're gonna stick around for the after show, right?
Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show, please make sure to like,
do it twice,
and don't forget to press the bell icon for updates on our shows and channel. Also, please leave a comment, and we'd like to know what you thought of the episode, as well as letting us know if there's something you'd like us to cover in a future
we love your
episode.
son, Penny.
Don't forget that you can become a member of Pop Culture Minefield now.
I love him.
Make sure to visit our membership page and merch store at popcultureminefield.com. You can always find Pop Culture Minefield on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch.
We are not on Twitch anymore. Fuck Twitch. Okay, we still have an account. Gay Zipper. Gay Zipper.
The stream is brought to you by Make-A-Wish Foundation because Gary needs it.
That's all.